When you first have a bite of these chicken lollipops, you're gonna see why this Indo-Chinese dish are called drums of heaven. Now, in most recipes, they only tell you, hey, you need these many pounds of chicken lollipops. What does that even mean? What kind of meat should you use? Let's look into all of that and let's get started. So, getting right in the thick of it, I'm using chicken drumsticks and I'm going to be making lollipops out of this. But you can also use chicken wings and make lollipops out of those. Those would be smaller, while these would be pretty chunky, just like a lot of North American style lollipops. This technique, by the way, is called Frenching a chicken, which was new to me because I never really got to order chicken while I was living in India. Now, as you saw, I made a few slits on the back just so I can then push the meat all the way to the edge to kind of make it look like a lollipop. And now you're gonna get a lot of these extra tendons and fibers and skin. Just trim that off with kitchen shears and these would be good to go. It's a messy process and you can see if your local grocery store sells it to you already lollipop. Here are all of my other lollipops. It took some time, so be patient. And now here comes the fun part. At least I love marinating stuff. It's just the anticipation, of something delicious getting prepared. I have a huge amount of minced ginger, minced garlic, tablespoon of red chili powder, the Indian kind, and then some soy sauce. This is gonna be the base of our marinade. Make sure to add a bit of salt as well because we're not putting too much soy sauce to really season the meat like we want it to. And you want to put some pepper and then really give it all a good massage. You want that marinade, all those spices to really go all up in that chicken. I find it easiest to just do this by hand because drumsticks are kind of awkward to use with tongs to kind of like mop around all that marinade. You can use gloves if you want, and you can just set this aside to marinate for about 2 hours at the minimum, preferably overnight. Now comes the time for the sauce, and you're gonna start with a cold pan and some passata or tomato puree. Then add in some chili garlic sauce, and then add some honey as well. Now my honey has crystallized, that's why it's a different texture, but it's honey nonetheless. Then add in some soy sauce, some sesame oil, and a huge tablespoon of garlic. Again, we're going extra with it because this is a nice restaurant style dish. Then just give it all a good whisk, and then all you want to do is bring it up to a simmer and then just let that simmer gently until it has thickened very slightly, and taste it to adjust the seasoning as you see fit. Now be sure to prepare the sauce around the time that you'll be starting to fry so that the sauce stays nice and warm so it's ready for your chicken. Talking about frying, let's bread the chicken, and I'm gonna add in some all-purpose flour and then some cornstarch. This is gonna help give a nice texture, a nice breading to our chicken, and it's gonna be very similar to making fried chicken. Keep an eye out for breading that looks just like this with some crumbs on the surface because those will become the crispy bits. I have some veggie oil heating in my wok here. Add your chicken in and you want to cook this rather slowly. It'll take you between anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes to really make sure that the inside is cooked because it's bone-in and dark meat, the most stubborn chicken pieces to cook. So you don't want the breading to get too brown by the time the chicken is cooked. And at this point, having a meat thermometer is very helpful, so you're just sure the chicken is actually done. I quite like moving the chicken around, making sure it's not in one spot. I don't know if my stove has heat spots. It probably does, and that's why I want to make sure everything is nice and even. And this is what you're looking for. This for me is perfect. I've tempted. It's 165. So what you want to do now is add the chicken into your sauce. And because it's already warm, you are ready to now toss the chicken with that sauce. You can use your hands to mix it, you can use tongs to mix it, but be careful. not to destroy that breading. The chicken is looking beautiful. Now, fun fact, Drums of Heaven is the name given to chicken lollipops tossed in a sauce, while chicken lollipops are just the chicken by themselves. And with that, if you want more restaurant style recipes, snacks, mains, treats, let me know down below. Hit subscribe, and for another amazing fried chicken recipe, check out my Korean fried chicken. See y'all.